Hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to another video. We are going to be talking about vintage Halloween. Part of my whole Halloween hunting experience, one of the big things I wanted to do this season was specifically hunt vintage Halloween. I thought I was going to be one of those lucky ones to find vintage Halloween early on in the year. And that wasn't the case, at least not in my area. So because of that, I put the vintage Halloween hunting on hold until end of September, and now we are in October, and this is prime time to find all of the vintage goodies. This video, we're going to talk about all of my vintage Halloween finds, and I do have just a couple little clips of the antique shop that I just visited today. So if you are interested in, hanging out with me, seeing what beautiful vintage goodies I found, please grab a drink. I have my ghosty tumbler with water, some ice water. Grab a drink, get cozy, and let's get into this video. It has been quite a day. It is literally, what time is it? 2:15 in the afternoon. Hubs and I got home maybe about an hour ago. We left early this morning to go to the cemetery. He wanted to visit one of his friends. So we went to the cemetery, spent a little bit of time there at her gravesite, had beautiful spirit encounters at the cemetery. It's such a peaceful place to be. It's so relaxing, but it's also energetically overwhelming. If you're an empath and you feel energy and you feel people's energy, you probably know what I'm talking about. Literally the moment we bought flowers and drove into the cemetery through the gates, I was flooded with emotion. I've never met this friend of his that passed. So I have no special connection to this person. I was just merely going to support him, and I was literally flooded, because my eyes didn't stop crying. The tears did not stop rolling down my face the entire time we were at the cemetery. It was such a sweet feeling to see all of the spirit signs around, like hummingbirds, dragonflies, beetles, which beetles is my personal sign for my brother. What else do we see? The dragonflies, hummingbirds, beetles, squirrels, other birds, rainbows. We saw a huge rainbow. And even someone's spirit companion, or it could have been a loved one in spirit form. My husband thinks it was a coyote. I thought it was just like a skinny dog. But we saw him off into the distance. And this dog or coyote crossed the road into the grass where the grave sites are, stopped in front of one of the plots, sat down, literally was looking down at the grass, like at the plot, for maybe like 5 minutes. And we're just standing there watching this thing in awe. Literally, he's just looking down at the plot. And then he gets up and walks back across the street and disappears into the dirt. There was like a dirt field. And I was like, was that a spirit encounter? Was that a spirit animal? Was that, a loved one's pet? I don't know. It was just so beautiful to see it. And I was so overwhelmed. So I was doing a lot of crying that morning, this morning. And then we left, and then we went straight to the vintage shop, which was a cool kind of like a lift. It lifted my spirits. But the entire time we were at the cemetery, I was crying my eyes out. So I'm a very sensitive individual. But anyways, I cannot wait to show you guys the goodies that we found. A lot of these goodies I'm going to show you, I'll tell you where I got them, because they're not all from the same store. And this is in the span of the last 2 months. So September and then literally today. And the first vintage piece that I picked up, I think I showed this one in my last video, but is a vintage ghost candle. And this little ghosty, I picked this one up from one of the vintage shops on Instagram. So I do follow a couple Halloweeny people, vintage shops, and their Instagram accounts. And every once in a while they will post their items for sale. So the girl posted this really cute vintage ghost, and of course she's holding the pumpkin, and it's like my favorite thing, and he was just super cute and I could not pass him up. So I claimed him. I was able to snag this cute little piece, and she sent him off to me. So this was an online purchase. My other online purchase, which I'm also pretty sure I showed. Now, there's different names for this ghost. I'm just going to call him the running ghost because he literally, like, he's running or walking, I guess. This one was an online purchase. Found him on eBay, and he was one of many that I was hunting for. There are so many different types of this specific mold, and that's the beauty of vintage Halloween, because throughout the years there were just different, replicas made. I don't know my vintage items, so please forgive me, but there are multiple versions of this guy, and I don't know what is the ultimate, vintage, the first one or whatever. None of that's really important to me. I just wanted this specific ghost. Yeah, I love it. He's beautiful, perfect, in perfect condition. There's no cracks. There's nothing. Like, he was just so perfect. So totally love this guy. One of my favorite vintage finds this year. I'm not going to mention the prices. Well, I guess I could mention the prices. Some of these vintage pieces were the tags, like they remove them from the stores when you buy them. But this guy was $7. This guy was $60 on eBay, which in my opinion is a steal because of the size, the condition that he came in. He does not come with a light though. So pretty sure if he came with a light, he would have been more. But he was $60. My next group of vintage finds are from an antique store that are up here, where it's like one of those indoor shops. So it's a big building, and it's an indoor antique shop, and you walk through the whole thing, and each station is a different seller's shop. I guess that's how a lot of these antique shops work. You're literally like shopping through multiple vendors. And it's a lot of fun, and it's like my new favorite way to spend the time, especially like when it's a cool, cozy day. I like to spend a good hour just slowly walking through each of the areas, seeing what magic I find. It's so relaxing. So that's this shop, and I've gone a couple times. So that these pieces that I'm going to show you, I found at different times that I went. So I'm going to start with the pieces that are not vintage. These are actually like a couple years. They were put out a couple years ago. I don't know if these are from, I don't think these are the ones from Cracker Barrel, but I do think they are from like JCPenney or something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they are Cracker Barrel. I don't know. And it's Mina and Dracula. So my husband actually spotted these. I didn't even see them. He spotted them. And I was so excited because they're so freaking cute. And they were, I think I spent $15 for the pair. So Mina, and I love how Mina has vampire teeth. And you have, of course, Dracula, and you could see his little teeth too. So really sweet. I love them. That same visit I actually found a ghosty. I did find this cute little ghosty. He's from I think he's like in the late 80s or in the 90s. He's a Kmart ghost. So he comes in like this little box, but he's like a Kmart ghost. And I really love his facial expression. He has the cutest like sleepy eyes. His little nose is black. And the pumpkin was not, like, I don't know if the previous owner repainted the pumpkin or what, but he was matte. So I went through with, Mod Podge, like I have the glossy Mod Podge, and I Mod Podge the pumpkin so he can kind of match the ceramic ghost. And I think it looks good. I mean, from far away, you can't really tell. So not bad, but it looks a lot better than the matte paint that was on it before. So really, really cute. Love the ghosty. He's super cute. So, and this guy was $10. This really sweet vintage witch. I think she was labeled at $16, but I'm not, I could be wrong. It's actually kind of creepy. The guy that took her out of the case was like, oh, she's kind of creepy looking. But she's just so sweet. So she's sitting on a moon, sitting on a crescent moon. She has a little witchy mole holding a pumpkin. I think that's a pumpkin. And yeah, she's just so sweet. So love her. Really special. And then I also picked up this little vintage Halloween mug. The place that I found the Halloween mug actually had two of them. The other one had a big jack-o'-lantern on the front. But I picked this one out specifically because obviously the handle has a ghost and the mug itself has a haunted house. So I just thought that was really sweet. And I love it. And then I also found vintage Pez containers. I picked up the little witch, a jack-o'-lantern. This one was labeled as a ghost, so I'm going to assume it is a ghost. Labeled as a ghost, which he looks a little bit more like a ghost to me. A skeleton. So picked up the Pez things. Each of these little Pez containers were $1 each. And I believe the mug was $5. Something like that. So there was that. And another ghosty. So this was like another visit to that vintage place. I found this really sweet, funky looking ghosty. He's blinking, like he's like winking, I guess. But he has like the most funky looking, goofy looking face. But I love that he's holding a pumpkin, a little jack-o'-lantern pail. So I thought that was too cute. He was too cute to pass up. I have no idea what year he would be from, but he's so cute. He's just so goofy. So I picked him up. And then this other piece was an online purchase on Etsy. So sometimes I like to search vintage ghosts or vintage Halloween or vintage tarot decks or whatever on Etsy. And this one was from a shop out in Virginia. I think it was Virginia. And this one looks very similar to my running ghost. Just a lot smaller. But I loved his little face. He's so tiny. Yeah, he's just really sweet. So picked him up. I think he was $10. So not bad. Another ghost that I found online. This was I can't believe I didn't even remember. So when I purchased this one on Etsy, I also purchased this little guy. He was like behind my water bottle. So I got this one too. I don't know. I'm not really sure if this one's considered vintage because I've seen like modern ones, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know my pieces. So I'm not sure if he would necessarily be labeled vintage. He was labeled vintage by the seller I bought from, but I'm not sure. But I love the way he's holding his sheet. He's carrying his pumpkin and then he's holding his sheet. So I thought he was super cute. So yeah, these two were purchased together. I'm telling you, it's been a lot of ghosties the last couple days. So I do have one more vintage ghost that's on the way. So I did order this one on Etsy as well. So I will pop a picture here so you guys could see what he looks like. I cannot wait to see him in person. I've never seen this ghost before except for on one of the girls that I follow on Instagram. She posted a reel on the 1st of October and she has like a bunch of ghosts that she collects. And I spotted him in her reel. So I snapped a picture of it and I did a photo search. And there was a couple of them that popped up on Etsy. So I did purchase the one that was the cheapest. I think there was 2 listings. One of the listings was a $29 ghost, and then the other one, the one that I ordered, was $24. So I think it was $24, and the paint job on him looked a lot better than the other one, surprisingly. So we shall see. I'm just crossing my fingers that he arrives safely, because I do believe he is Midwest somewhere. So hopefully the mailman will be gentle with him and he arrives in one piece. So we shall see. Okay, so let's talk today. Let's talk about today's finds. I'll do the biggest item first. I got this super cute acrylic ghost light. This guy, I have seen him pop up on Etsy searches and Mercari searches. Mercari is a little bit more pricey. I snagged him at a really good price at the vintage store. So this guy rang up as $20. And then he also had an extra 30% off. So whatever the math is for that, that's how much I paid. But look at this box, and he comes with the box, he comes in the box, and he's just, oh my gosh, he's so cute. So my husband and I, we opened him up because we wanted to make sure he was good to go. I'll just kind of lift him up a little bit so you guys can get a peek. He's so cute. So he's a little acrylic ghosty. He's holding pumpkin pails, and when he lights up, obviously his entire body glows. And he's just the cutest little ghosty. So I cannot wait to light him up and see how he looks. But I am so scared I'm going to break him because he's literally acrylic and he's so fragile. So he was probably one of my most fragile items that I bought today. Okay, so another item that I got. So I told my husband, because I kept seeing pumpkin pails everywhere. And I told my husband, I have to leave today with a pumpkin pail. Like, it'll be the dumbest thing if I don't grab one, because the whole point of me looking for vintage Halloween, I've always wanted a vintage pumpkin pail. So we were looking, and there was like some for like $20, there was some for 15. We were looking and looking, and I told him I was hoping to find a mini one, like the little ones. And I couldn't find any mini ones. And then my husband finds some pails that were priced at $10. So they were actually, this one was actually $9.95. So that was probably one of the cheapest, quote unquote, the cheapest pail that we could find. And I absolutely love this one. So my hubby picked this one out, and he was like, hey, it's only, $9, $10. And I love his face. So he has a smiley little face, his little triangle eyes. And yeah, he's just really, I love the color of it too. I don't know if it's going to show good on the camera, but he's like a real orange color, really like almost like a tomato orange. I love him. I'm so excited to have a vintage pumpkin pail. So yeah, so I was able to leave with a pumpkin pail, you guys. All right, back to the vintage store finds from today. I have in this orange bag that they gave me, Ditch Witch West. That's so cute. I didn't realize it was actually a Halloween bag. Now, oh my God. So I'm walking through this vintage. Let me talk about the vintage store for a little bit so I could show you guys kind of like the little videos. So when you walk into this vintage store, like I said, there's different vendors, and there's just aisles and aisles and aisles. There's probably like 10 main aisles, and then there's just like little rooms in each aisle that you can go into. It's almost like walking through an outdoor swap meet, but it's an indoor one. It's kind of like that. And everything's priced, and everything's all over the place. There's so much to look at. It's like so easy to it's easy to miss something. So that's the thing when you go to these vintage stores, you really have to have the time to browse, because you can easily miss something. Now, the thing that I really loved about this store was they actually put their Halloween all together, each of the vendors. So it was easy to go into a vendor's section, and then if they had Halloween stuff, they would have it out like in the middle, so you could, gravitate towards it. So that's one thing that I appreciated, and I guess that's why we have to wait till like October to do the vintage Halloween hunting. Maybe some of these vendors have Halloween all year round. I don't know, but specifically in October, you could tell that a lot of them would specifically put out their Halloween stuff in sections. So that made it a lot easier for me to go through and find stuff. Some of the vendors didn't have anything, so I kind of like would skim through and then keep walking. My husband and I kind of gave ourselves a time limit of like 1 hour. We had already come from the cemetery. It's 100+ degrees today. We wanted to just have enough time to search the vintage shop and then go have lunch and then make it back home before rush hour traffic. So I told myself 1 hour, that's it. And, we were going to look around, and we were able to do the entire store in 1 hour. So, but okay, let's go into the goodies. I just wanted to give you guys a chance to see some of the footage I took. When I tell you I gasped when I saw this ghost, I literally gasped, and my husband heard me too. I found one of the ghosts holding the pumpkin blow molds, you guys. So when I do my online searches, I see this all the time popping up, and sometimes they're really expensive because they come with the light and everything. He didn't come with the light, obviously, but when I tell you that these things, I've seen them priced at like $50, $100. Sometimes if there's like multiples, because they're actually like, you could put them outside. And then I've seen some for cheap, like $20, $25. This guy was priced at $6. $6. And when I saw the tag and I saw the 6, at first I was like, oh, that's probably the vendor's, little station number. No, it was the price tag. So this guy was $6, and he actually looks a lot like the Winco ghost that came out this year. So this guy is my little Winco ghosty blow mold, and he was $2. And here's my vintage ghost blow mold, and he's in good condition. Like, looking at him, his face is a little dirty, but you can easily wipe that off. But the pumpkin, look at the paint job on the pumpkin. He's a really good condition. So I was very pleased. He was probably, aside from finding the ghost light, he was probably my most exciting find. Like, I literally gasped when I opened him up. So they're still wrapped because, like I said, I just got home today. So when we first walked in, the very first Halloween station we saw had this super cute Halloween cat. I love his little face. He reminds me of Joanna Parker, like the Joanna Parker Halloween that people go crazy for. What's the word for this, you guys? It's like at the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. And they took the tag off. Paper mache. He's a paper mache cat. So I don't know if this was someone's craft, or if, this is a vintage piece like that you bought at the store or what. I don't care. He's so cute. I love his face. And yeah, he just has that cute little look to him. So definitely, I'm actually going to put him out for my Halloween decor that I have out right now, because I think he would look so cute. So a little vintage cat. And I think he was priced, I want to say he was $9, $9 or $10. He was something like that, but they took the tag off of him. So, okay. There was a lot of Beanie Baby Halloween. I have a lot of the Halloween Beanie Babies because I went searching for them like throughout the months earlier in the year and last year. I actually have this one already. He's on my shelf, but it's funny because he's the one that my husband thought looked really haunted when I got him in the mail. So the fact that I found a second one, I was like, I have to get him. And he was only priced at $5. So he's so cute. He is so cute. Look at his little face with the little jack-o'-lanterns and his little bow. I love him. So love that. Little Beanie Baby ghosty. This, oh my gosh. So this candle. Okay. I've seen this pop up on vintage Halloween places when I look them up. especially like with the little ghosty one. The girl actually had one of these, but it sold out. So I wasn't able to claim it, but I found one. His face is a little lopsided though. But he was $10. So he was $10. The pumpkin face candle. There's a specific name for this, so if anyone knows, leave the comment. There's actually a specific name for this type of carving, but I don't know. But I love it. I love his face. He's creepy. And I don't know, I had to buy him. So my husband thought it was so goofy. And actually when after we went to the vintage place, we drove to the Taco Man that we love to eat at, and it's 100+ degrees out. So I did not want to leave this in the car because I don't know if it's going to melt. Like, it's an old candle, but who knows? I literally put him in my purse. And it just looks so funny. But yeah, so vintage pumpkin face candle. Ooh, I'm so excited to show you guys. I found ghosties. We found ghosties, you guys. So cute. And they have little pumpkins. I love this facial expression, their little mouth. I love the vintage ghosts because the vintage ghosts, so many of them have the little points at the top of their head. That's something that I've noticed with a lot of vintage ghosties. I thought they were so cute. So these are ghosty napkin rings. They were priced at $6. How do they go? Here we go. So I guess you could stick your napkin through the little ring and it holds it. It's like if you're hosting a little Halloween party. I thought that was so cute, but obviously I'm not going to use it for napkins. But I thought that they were so sweet. The little jack-o'-lantern face, the little ghosties. I could not leave these behind. They're kind of odd because of the tie is holding them together. But, $6. Not bad at all. So lastly, I also got another pair of ghosties holding pumpkins. And these guys were also priced at $12. I love the little point at the head. I love their face. I love their smile. I love that they're holding pumpkins. They're so cute. So I'm excited. I like the smaller pieces because those are the ones that I'm going to put like around my room. And they're easier to kind of find homes for. So that's that. So that is everything that I got. I feel like I was missing something, but I think it's because they didn't wrap him up. That is everything that I picked up, you guys. I had so much fun at this vintage store. There was so much to see. I feel like we could have spent a little bit longer there. Like, I wanted to look through books and stuff, but we were on a time crunch. But I feel like for what we did do, like what we did look for and stuff, I found quite a few things. When I was looking at the vintage Halloween, obviously, like, I knew I had to leave with a pumpkin pail. Like, that was one of my main goals. But also, obviously, I'm a ghosty girl, so I knew I had to look for the ghosts. And man, the ghosts they really came through. There was a lot of them. There was a couple other ghost pieces that I was so tempted to get, but I didn't want to go crazy. So I was doing my best to control myself. But I think I made out pretty good. Pretty good. This was a really fun trip and probably one of the only ones. Like, Hubs and I talked about going back again when it cools down. It was just so hot today. So maybe we will go again later this month, make a whole day out of it because you literally have to. But that'll be a lot of fun because they have a whole outdoor place. And I think I did video of that too. They have a whole outdoor spot where it's like a lot of garden things and signs and just a lot of stuff that you could put outside. And it's so cute, but it was so hot. It was too hot. So we kind of walked through that really fast. But yeah, definitely think we should go back again for another look later on in the month. I just have to keep the magic alive all of October because the month goes by so fast. So yes. So anyways, my loves, that is my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being here. I hope that you enjoyed seeing all of my vintage goodies. Yeah, I will see you guys in my next video very, very soon. Take care, and I will see you guys. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll see you on Instagram. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next video very, very soon. Love you guys. Bye.